I just wanted to talk to y'all guys. So I'm letting go of fake friends and choosing real support. So the reason I'm even doing this live is like, I don't know if anybody else feels like this, but it just feel like in 2025 and like all the way to 2023, it's been time to clean house. You know what I mean? Like it's time to like get fake people out. Don't keep them around just because you don't know them for a long time. Don't keep people around because they familiar. Like, it's time to like, if you see some signs or see that they're not like a good friend or whatever the case is, like you need to just be done it. So, first of all, why I'm even talking about this is I've been just having issues, not with all my friends. There's only been two friends that I had to recently cut off. Because the other girl that I cut off, that should have been cut off years ago. But I feel like I needed like closure. And the girl talking about, we were friends for like maybe 12 years, 12, 13 years, basically since we was kids. So, I ended up having to cut her off. She just wasn't a real friend. She, like, and I don't know if anybody else has this issue where, like, a friend will treat you differently than their other friends. But I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that at all. Because I don't do that with my friends. And the stuff that I expect is not something that I don't do. So, now, it'd be one thing if that was the case, but that's not the case. So, the most recent one, I'm gonna talk about that second. The first issue was, it was this friend that I had, and I have a brand. My brand is Lupus Awareness Brand, and I sell clothes. I sell hoodies, t-shirts, and I'm trying to end up, adding other stuff to venture out. It's called Wolves and Butterflies. www.wolvesandbutterflies.com. Support your girl. Check us out. Lupus is an autoimmune disease that I have and a lot of other people have. It can affect so many different things on the human body. It can affect the brain. It can affect everything on you. So it's a very challenging condition to live with. So when you do have, you got to really be careful about the stuff you're doing. Anyways, that's my brand, right? And okay, that's my brand, and she's on Instagram. So I'm a very supportive friend. You know what I mean? Like when my friends need me, I'm there. You can literally talk to me about anything. I'm listening. I'm all ears. I try to give good advice. I don't try to be judgmental. Now, what I will say is, I am the type of friend that if you keep talking about the same thing and you ain't made no change about it, I'm going to eventually say, girl, why is you still talking about it if you're not going to change it? Change it then. If you don't like it. And I think that's what a real friend, should do. If they see their friend, like, just keep going in circles. You know what I mean? That goes as far as relationships, that goes as far as friendships, just anything, like career-wise, all that. Because I'm also the type of friend that's gonna push you to do your best. Like, okay, so she was into like modeling and stuff, but she currently doesn't do that. She does like home care stuff, which is fine. But I just feel like when you're doing something, you should be passionate about it and really love doing it, so it never feel like you working a day in your life. That's just my thought process because that's how I was raised by my mom. So past that point, I post regularly on my Instagram. I post all over social media about my brand, right? And she had just went through a breakup. So I was like, hey, do you still use Instagram or whatever? Blah blah blah. She said, no, I don't really use Instagram like that because after my breakup, I don't really want to see his stuff like that. Well, cool, I get that. Now, mind you, like I said, I post my brand all over social media. It's not just like I just posted on Instagram or something like that. I post on YouTube also. I post on a bunch of different places. And I just honestly feel like if my friend had a brand and then I don't use Instagram, then I would ask them what other platforms they use and then try to follow those platforms to support, right? She didn't do that. So, since she hadn't mentioned it, I just, gave it a little push. I was like, hey girl, I posted a new video or whatever for my brand, and I would like for you to go and watch my video. It did really good. I was really excited about it. And she was like, oh, okay, that's good. I'm gonna check it out, right? We was on the phone while I told her, right? Now, mind you, she'll remember everything the fuck else if she's mentioning, like something that's important to her or something that she want to talk about. She'll remember it, right? So, she said, okay, I'll do it. I'll make sure that I go and watch your video or whatever. Okay. Fast forward, it's like a week that went by. I waited. I didn't automatically be like, girl, you didn't even watch my freaking video like you said you was. Like, hello. Because then that right there is already a trigger for me. Because, like, the way I was raised as a kid, like someone's word means everything to me because I would have situations where my mom wouldn't keep her word, and that's the first person that you look to fire as different life experiences for later on in life. So not keep your word is non-negotiable for me, right? Yeah, I made me some coffee. It's so good. Thanks to my wife, she got me a Keurig machine. So, anyways, she didn't keep her word, and I called her out about it because I'm also not the type of friend. I feel like a lot of people aren't used to people advocating for themselves or saying things when they feel ways about something. I feel like a lot of relationships these days, friendships, relationships, whatever, are more surface where the nitty gritty doesn't really get addressed. So if you're upset about something, y'all just smoothing over shit or smoothing over stuff and not really dealing with how you feel about certain stuff, right? So I end up telling her that. She's making all type of excuses. Girl, I do support you. Girl, mind you. Now, I can't recall one time where she shared my post or anything or posted her own story. So I don't even see how what she's considered as support. Now, far as her being supportive of my health, yes, she has been supportive, checking on me, making sure I'm good, stuff like that. But that's not all that entails in a friendship. If you claim that you talking to someone on a regular basis, you would want to make sure they're good, right? So she did that, and I'm trying to think if I should go on TikTok. No, I need to get my watch on here. Anyways, she did that, or we're going back and forth. She's making excuses. Now, my thing is, if my friend come and tell me, hey, you did X, Y, and Z, you said you was, and then you didn't, and then you sit there making excuses, you're getting mad at me for holding you accountable. Because don't have it be where you say you're going to do something, not going to do it. That's a trigger for me also. Let your yes mean yes, and your no mean no, right? So we're going back and forth or whatever. She's not liking that I'm calling her out. I'm not really giving her a care because if it was the same situation for her, I would want her to call me out. Girl, you said you was going to do X, Y, and Z and you didn't. Why? And then I would have said, oh, girl, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot to do it. I don't know how I forgot to do it or whatever. My bad. I'm going to do it right now. Because I have this other friend, right? And he's a guy. I never had this issue with him. He always supports my brand. I always support his brand. We know each other for a long time, right? And when his music and stuff come up, I automatically go to it. I have his music set on notification. So when he makes a post or something like that, I'm one of the first people to see it, so I can go support or whatever, right? So I do that, and he does the same thing for me. So again, it's not like I'm asking for something that I'm not also willing to give. That's not the case. I'm also willing to support when I need to support. When she posts pictures and stuff of her modeling, I automatically support. I automatically say, oh girl, you look good, or you look pretty, or I really love how you put the outfit together. What a real friend does, right? So, and this is not the first time either that she has taken accountability, because just before that recently, I don't know what it is about the friends I end up being friends with where they start to be kind of possessive, and it's always the females. They start to be possessive, as if I'm supposed to be at their beck and call every freaking hour of the day, we're supposed to talk every 5 minutes. No, I don't. It's not going to work like that. First of all, I'm a wife. Secondly, I be having my own stuff to do, and I have my own brand. I just have my own life, basically. I don't feel like when you have friends, your friends should be required to be your only sense of entertainment. You gotta have your own stuff going on too. And I feel like a lot of these women, not that they be trying to get with their friend, but they almost treat the relationship like they're together. I just seen a video on TikTok where somebody was mentioning, it was they'll really be mad at y'all didn't talk or something, and basically acting as if y'all in a relationship. Not far as the romantical sense, but the sense of having to talk on a regular basis like that. You know what I mean? And I had noticed that because, like I said, I don't know what it is about some of the females that I've had as friends or women that I've had as friends where like that has always been an issue where they're like so possessive. Even like in school, there was this one girl. She was possessive over me, like always wanting to talk, always wanting to do this. Like, girl, I don't mind like being around my friends. That's never the issue. It's just a everyday type of thing. I feel like is obsessive. I don't feel like you even have enough to talk about every single day. If y'all talking on the phone hours of the day, all day long, I can't. I like isolation sometimes. And again, sometimes I just need to focus on what I need to be doing. I can't be sitting up there in my friend's face all day long and having them in my face as well all day long. I mean, like, at what point do we have a break from each other? You know what I mean? And we had like planned on her coming out here and stuff, planned on her, staying a little while or whatever. Not like no super long time, but just coming out here so we could do stuff together. But that obviously that changed because I ended up ending the friendship because now mind you, we was friends before in high school, and this is what I have to continuously learn, and I haven't did it since because I had started talking back to her like 4 or 5 months ago now. Never go back. If a friendship or a relationship ends, it ends for a reason. Only way I could see you going back is if it ended on mutual terms and y'all just got busy and y'all just couldn't hang out no more. Y'all just had your own stuff going on. But if it ends on like y'all fell out or something, or y'all just had a disagreement or anything like that, because when we stopped talking, it wasn't because we were angry at each other or anything like that. I think she just didn't like something I said, which I don't remember because it was so long ago now. Because I'm 25 now, she's 26, so I don't really remember verbatim what I said, but it was enough for us to stop talking. I don't know what I said, but I know it wasn't nothing super crazy like calling her out of her name or anything like that, or saying something super disrespectful out the way. It wasn't nothing like that. But I just know that if you end up ending a friendship or y'all, hey mama, if you end up ending a friendship, never go back. Never go back, because it was obviously a reason why I didn't continue the friendship. It was obviously a reason why I stopped being a friendship. Um, and I just feel like at this grown age, lying. Now the reason why I'm saying she's lying or lied was because, for one thing, I did try to give her the benefit of the doubt. She was mad that I didn't call her back that same night that we had already talked for like 2 hours. Yeah, man, you know what I mean. That we had talked for like 2, 3 hours, literally on the phone, just talking. That's so much talking I could do. I mean, that's a lot of energy, and I be drained after being on the phone all that time, and I don't want to be drained. So we're talking on the phone all that time. She calls me like an hour or two later to discuss more stuff. No. And what she was trying to call me about was, I'm not going to say it was BS, but it definitely could have waited and it wasn't important. Now, I didn't answer. The next day, I called her and I had texted her first because I was going to see if she was busy. And she didn't text me back. But I was like, she usually be up by the time. So, like, right after I text her, I was like, forget, I'm not going to text her because I told her I was going to call her back. Me trying to keep my word. I did that. I called. And then she answers the FaceTime or whatever, and then hangs up. I'm like, what in the hell? You're that mad that we didn't talk last night, and that's what I mean far as this is a friendship, but you're treating it as if it's a relationship. Like I'm obligated to have to call you back. It is giving very clingy as F. Like, it's obsessive, and I honestly feel like it's not healthy. You cannot pour all your time into someone else. Where is the time going to be for you to pour into yourself? If you're always in somebody else's face. No. Because just because her and her boyfriend ended doesn't mean like I'm supposed to replace that slot. So anyways, after that or whatever, I text her. I was like, don't you ever hang up on me like that again. I was like, you're that mad because I didn't answer the phone after we had already talked for hours. Don't disrespect me like that because I don't do that to you. So that was unnecessary. She had made this lame excuse talking about something. Oh, girl, I didn't hang up on you or whatever. I was asleep. My phone, it had accidentally answered. Now, mind you, it would be one thing if it was like me just calling her regularly. I called you FaceTime. You answered immediately. I'm able to see your headscarf, and then you automatically hang up. I gave her the benefit of the doubt, though. I said, regardless of that, I'm not the type of friend that's going to want to talk every day. And that's not going to change because That's just not something I do. And now in high school, I was okay with. I even didn't even really like it that much back then. Like, like with my wife. Now she was my girlfriend back then. Now she's my wife. I didn't mind being on the phone with her per se, but it's just like okay, after a while, especially with friends, like I don't want to be on the phone. Like I don't want to be glued to the phone all freaking day because, like again, like I said, at some point I want to isolate. I don't want to be on the phone glued where I can't do anything else because you're wanting to talk all the time. Like no. So that I told her, communicate it. I was like, hey, that's just not something I want to do. I don't really like communicating like that on an everyday basis and for hours on end. Maybe we could talk every other day or something like that and just text some of that. And then she said, okay. So then we end up talking and she's fine again. And then she's like, okay, well, I was like, I'm about to get off the phone. She was like, well, okay, I'll stop bothering you or something like that. And that's what I mean. Like, I just feel like a lot of people be freaking childish. Yeah, man. I feel like a lot of people be like childish. And I feel like a lot of people be like so self absorbed that they just think they the only ones who should have something to do or have something to do. And that everybody else should be at their beck and call. And I really don't agree with that because it's like, at what point do you want time for yourself? I've never been that type of person that want to be in someone else's face all day. I can't do it. So that was the first issue, and that was very recent. After that issue, then came, I said, hey, can you look at my brand or whatever, right? She said she don't use Instagram because she just got over a breakup. I said, okay, I understand it. Like I said, I post on multiple social media accounts. It's not just like I post on like Instagram and that's it. Especially since she's saying that she don't use it, right? So I end up telling her about it. I told her to watch it or whatever. She said she didn't, so I didn't brought it up to her. She was like, okay, well, we was on the phone. And I was like, it doesn't matter. If you say you're gonna do something, make sure you do it. Like, it's just that simple. Because why are you saying that you're gonna do something if you're not? And also, why is it even something that I'm even having to ask you? You know what I mean? Like, I should not have to ask you to support my brand. You should just be doing it without me saying anything. That's what friends do. You hype each other up. You know what I mean? Like, far as their business, far as any of their endeavors. And I always do that with my friends. Like, I never had my friends doing something and I don't say anything or try to support. I'll share it. I'll put it in my story. I'll do all type of stuff. You know what I mean? To let my friend know, like, hey, girl, I support you. What you're doing is dope or whatever. Keep up the good work, right? She ain't doing that though, right? So and she just keep making excuses. She's getting annoyed, and I'm like, well, I don't understand how you don't get what I'm saying, and it doesn't really matter if you get what I'm saying or not. The bottom line is, if you're gonna be my friend, you're gonna support what I'm doing, and we're not gonna be friends, and that's just that. I don't get how you don't get that. So we end up talking whatever for a few hours through text, and then she just stopped responding or whatever. And after I said what I said, so it's okay. I gave her to like what a whole day or so, and mind you, I know her work schedule and stuff since she wouldn't talk to me all damn day. I know her work schedule, and she'll call me like right after she get off work. So I knew like, okay, well she's being funny or whatever. She's mad about what I said or whatever. So whatever, and she ended up doing that or whatever. And I said, okay, well I gave her to like, was it the next day? It was either the next day or it was either that night. Because I'm not going to sit and wait around for you to get over your tantrum after you was wrong. Apologize, move on, and do better. Stop saying you're going to do something if you're not going to do it. Because I don't agree with that. Plus, this is not something that she didn't know about me. I already told her I don't do the saying you're going to do something and not doing it, which is keeping a yes, or making sure your yes mean yes and your no mean no. And I don't do liars. Then the reason why I really was like, okay, I'm about to cut her behind off is because she said she don't use Instagram, right? But then she posted an Instagram story a couple hours before I had even talked to her. So it's just like, you just lying to lie. Like, and that is what I don't get either. At this big age, say it with your chest. If you feel a ways about something or you just decide not to do it, I would respect that more. Like, girl, I ain't share because I really don't want to. Or, I wasn't really interested, in your content. So I didn't share it or whatever. So that's why that got cut off. And then recently, I think it was like yesterday, I had to cut this other friend off. Now, I know this is a popular topic and a lot of people talk about it, but it's still a very much a big thing. Is a lot of dark skinned women, I feel like, get humbled by their friends or just people in period because of their skin tone. I've definitely had experiences with that, right? So I told my friend, I said, we've been friends 5 years, mind you, 5 years. We started being friends 2020. And she had never called me beautiful before. And I was like, I always hype her up. I hype all my friends up though. I'll say they look pretty. I'll say I like the outfit or whatever. I'll say, like, girl, dang, you did that. I like how you did that. Or I love the outfit. Or, like I said, keep up the good work, stuff like that. Like, I love how you did that. Nope. In those 5 years, she didn't call me beautiful. She'll pick selective things, which often happens if someone is colorist or if someone is trying to humble you or just have that weird mindset. Like, she'll be like, oh, okay, girl, your hair look cute. I love your hair or whatever. But she won't actually say if I'm in a full put together outfit, like, girl, you look cute or you look pretty. So we talked about her. She gonna say, she's sorry that she didn't do it or whatever. And then doubled down and said, or came back and said, but I could have sworn I did. And I just feel like if you called your friend beautiful, I'm pretty sure that's something that they will remember. And when I went back to her messages, didn't have any proof of that. So she lied. I don't know why she lied. But, I mean, if you already just said that you didn't do it, why are you going back and say that you did? Because then the apology is void because you just lied. Like, it really don't make no doggone sense. And so, after that, then we had the issue of her, what did she say? Then she gonna say, I don't, oh, and now listen. Now, the reason why I'm saying it's because of my skin tone too is because, at least I feel like it had something to do with it, is because I personally went to her Instagram and I personally went to her friend's Instagram. She compliments them often, and they're of a lighter skin tone, right? So I was like, I just want to know why. Like, is it because you're colorist or, like, what is the reason? And she was like, I'm not colorist or whatever. I don't want you to label me as that. Okay, so I'm not labeling you. I'm asking you a question. Asking a question is not labeling. It's asking a question for clarification. So she was like, no, it's not because of that. My mom is dark skinned and this and that. And then they always want to use that. Oh, this person I know is dark skinned. This person, family member is dark skinned, blah, blah, blah. This friend I have is dark skinned. I always give them compliments. So I said, okay, so then what is the reason? Like, she was just like trying to basically refuse to answer my question. I was like, girl, it's not adding up. I said, and this is what I can't stand either. When you're an adult, and with adults, you have to use context clues. And then I had to sit and think, like, well, maybe she went through an experience that was, where her friend was in a lesbian relationship, right? Because, mind you, all her friends that I had seen her do that was heterosexual. They were straight. Maybe it has something to do with, maybe she had a super bad, experience or whatever, where the other person's spouse was like, no, I don't want you complimenting her like that, and feeling like she was doing too much or whatever. And she was like, yeah, that did happen to me. But why didn't you say that? Why is it that you're going all under the sun? And she started making excuses, talking about some, honestly, I don't even feel like a married woman should get or shouldn't be complimented by their friends like that anyway. Now that I just really was blown, because where's the logic behind that, honey? You're saying because I'm married that deems that I shouldn't get compliments from my friends? What? What? That just made no sense. You shouldn't get compliments, or it's inappropriate for a married woman to get compliments from her friends. I wish I had that sound. Like, I've never heard no stupid mess like that before. I've never heard nothing like that, ever. Let me know in the comments if that makes sense to y'all, because I was really just didn't like, is this girl, what is wrong with this girl? So, we're not seeing eye to eye because she's making excuses. And then now she's bringing in my marriage into it, which has nothing to do with anything. I don't even know why the heck she brought that up. Because it's just like, girl. You're comparing apples to oranges right now. That has like literally nothing to do with anything. The bottom line is we've been friends for 5 years and you have never complimented me and said I was beautiful. And I'm not saying that you should be doing this with your friends or should have to do it with your friends on a regular basis. But if your friend looks nice or they look pretty, you will hype your friend up. That, I mean, what are we friends for if that's not going to be part of the package? Like, I don't get it. So I was like, well, that's something that you should have said. And I was like, and if that was the case, you could have easily just said, hey, I had a super bad experience with, compliment my friends that are lesbians or in a relationship with a woman, and their partner didn't like it. So it makes me uncomfortable. And then I would have said, oh, girl, I see what you're saying. Well, let's meet in the middle because I like to hype my friends up. And me and my marriage is not like that. My wife is not insecure. And she has no problems with my friends giving me compliments because I wouldn't have a problem with my wife getting compliments from her friends. That's the cost of being with people that look good, obviously. So we discussing that or whatever. She's getting aggravated. She's like, I'm not going to lie, this situation is pissing me off. And I was thinking in my head, well, I did tell her, I was like, it's aggravating me too, but I was thinking in my head, like, obviously it's pissing me off because I'm the one who even had to bring it up to begin with. Like, I shouldn't have had to bring it up. The problem is, you sitting up there assuming that everybody's relationship is the same based off of their sexual preference. That's dumb to me. So, you're saying that we just was not seeing eye to eye, and I just really felt like she wasn't trying to hear what I was saying, honestly. It's like it was going in one ear and not the other. And I honestly feel like she probably was annoyed that I even like advocated for myself. But I'm gonna always advocate for myself. Always. Always and truly. I'm not gonna be upset with a friend or not like something that they did and then just not talk about it where like I'm the only one that's being affected by it. No. If I feel a way, I'm gonna tell my friends so that we can move forward and we can fix it. Now, if you want to take it that way, where you want to get upset and like end the friendship or feel like, hey, like you really shouldn't be, um, talking to me about this or whatever, because she was like, this conversation is really uncomfortable. Obviously, how do you think it feels for the other person to be uncomfortable that actually has dark skin and actually has to go to their friend and say, why aren't you complimenting me? Like, she was really playing the victim so bad. Like, because for a little while, now I'm a Pisces, right? I was like, I'm about to stop dealing with female Pisces because they get on my nerves. It annoys the mess out of me. Then she had made the point talking about something. So I messaged her Friday, and then we continued the conversation in text Sunday, right? She's like, and then why didn't we even finish the conversation that day? And I was like, it's an uncomfortable topic for me. And so what I was doing was I was taking a moment to get my words together and get everything in order so that when we did talk, I had a clear head. And I knew exactly what I was going to say to her. She skipped over that. She is playing the victim, saying it hurts me that we're even having this conversation and blase, blase, blase. I'm like, this is what happens when you try to communicate to two unhealed Pisces. But I can't even just go based off of zodiac sign because it's not just always that. It could be the person's upbringing. It could be all of it. And the thing is, she had an issue recently herself where her friend had told her she's not beautiful. Now, I'm not saying she didn't say it. She said she feels like I am beautiful. She just doesn't say it because of my marriage. But what I'm saying is, you had a friend that said you weren't beautiful. So that's around, I feel like, in the same category. Not that she doesn't feel like I am, but your friend came out and said that you're not beautiful because y'all was having an issue. How do you think that, how do you think that feels? Exactly. You can't sit up there and try to play victim when somebody's coming and trying to communicate with you, because then it would have been looked at as shady if I started pulling back or started acting like a child and not communicating about how I felt. I'm sure she would have felt the ways about that because I know I would have, instead of just coming to the source. Me, I'm a very direct person. If I have something to say or if I feel the ways about something, I'm going to come and tell you. I am. I'm going to come and tell you. I'm not going to sit up there and let it be where I'm just sitting and having all this resentment. I'm feeling the ways and then I just don't say anything. I've never been that type. And I never will be that type. Now, in the beginning of my friendship, I actually was that type for a little while. Like, as I was coming up and stuff and finding my voice, finding how to deal with certain friends and people and stuff like that. And so that is when I made sure for these next relationships that I was going to have, for friendships, it wasn't going to be the same. It was going to be like, you're going to know exactly how I feel at that moment. And the thing is, now I can understand if my delivery is fucked up. Neither time my delivery was messed up. Like, neither time. I made sure to be respectful. I made sure to. That's why I said I had not messaged her right at that moment, because I didn't want it to be where, because I'm upset about a situation, I'm being overly sensitive, or I'm not able to receive what she's saying because I'm already in a messed up mood, right? So I waited, and she didn't feel like that was the right choice. But I guess her choice was right. I don't feel like her choice was right either. But I just feel like a lot of people like have like a lot of growing to do as far as friendships, and unfortunately, it's just really annoying. And especially with me being 25, like, it's really hard finding friends. But honestly, I don't even go looking for friends anymore. These are just people that I had already known. Like, I'm over that going and looking for friends and stuff, because I never did that anyways. But oh, well, I did for a little while, like on like friend apps and stuff like that. But I've been stopped that stuff. That was a couple years ago, about 3, 4 years ago. I I'm done with that though. I just feel like who's meant to come around me will come around me, and I know how to pinpoint the red flags now. Like, before I even start being friends with people, you know what I mean? And before I even start, I don't know. Before I even start like going out and stuff and finding different people, like I would just prefer, honestly, like someone who can just communicate. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna look for all of that. Someone who can communicate. Someone who can say exactly how they feel. Someone who hypes me up. Someone who's equally as supportive as I am. Because like, what is the point of being friends tonight if y'all not gonna, um, focus, or be like, just be real friends. You know what I mean? So I'm not mad at either friendship that has ended. Honestly, I feel like it was for the best, and I do still wish them the best. We're not aligned in that way. We're just not. I'm on a healing journey, and some people aren't on that healing journey. Like, I'm all about communication. I'm all about fixing and resolving in a healthy way, and some people are just not that place. I feel like so. Um, and I just feel like being supportive of my brand, if you're gonna be my friend, is non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. Like, then, and I had never even mentioned this. The second girl that I just had to in our friendship with, she said she was gonna buy a hoodie from me in her messages. Buy a hoodie, never did. Like, and I don't like that either. That's what I mean far as let your yes mean yes and you know me no. Even if you don't have the funds to do it, just share it. She did that recently after I told her that the previous girl had not supported me. But why is it that I'm having to say that for you to be supportive? Like, she would comment on my stuff, but that's not sharing my stuff. That's not helping spread awareness about my stuff. You know what I mean? Like, girls should be freaking weird. And like I said, like, for me, my brand is very important to me because it's so dear to my heart since I have lupus, right? And all the things I've been through and have accomplished since, getting diagnosed. So having friends that aren't supportive, it just doesn't work for me. Like, and I'll never be okay with that. I'll never be okay with having friends that don't want to support, or having friends that say they'll support and then don't, or whatever the case is. Like, I don't. And I just want to make sure that my future friends or whoever I decide to hang with or whatever, there's people who uplift me, like I'll uplift them and will empathize with my brand. And it'll be important to them, because if you're friends with somebody, what's important to them will be important to you. If your friends don't find what you're doing as important, or something that you like to do, or a hobby or business or a job or whatever, they're not your friend, period. And I'm just moving on. I feel like some tips is, like I said, to make sure you check in, like, even little stuff. Like, that was my first issue I had with the second girl or whatever. And I'm really so glad that it came out now. Unfortunately, it was after 5 years, but we had never had a real issue prior to this. You know what I mean? We had never had an issue, so it never had a chance to expose itself to me, I feel like. Um, but it's a good to know that, like, also, if you're having a friendship where, like, it ends off of that one thing or whatever, or they're not receptive or taking accountability, end it. Saves you the frustration. Also saves you from having people who are like dismissive and unaccountable and just not good friends. Like, there's a lot of people that want good friends but don't know how to be good friends. And that's the kicker about it. Like, you can't be wanting something that you don't give. Like, where they do that at? Because over here, I give it, and so that's what I expect. I don't want it to be where it's imbalanced. Imbalanced friendships makes for a disaster in the future. And to end on a positive note, you just focus on the circle that you're building. Don't go looking for it. Just find something that you like to do. Go to different hobby places. Go do certain things that you like. And the people that align with you and have similar interests in you and maybe even similar values could be at those places. You know, never go looking for a friendship because that's how you find the wrong type of friends. Now, these friends that I've had, I met the second girl on Twitter. The first girl, I met her in high school. Now, you can't help the people that you meet in high school or whatever or come across on the internet, but just watch out for stuff like that. Have those conversations early. Don't wait till years down the line so y'all can end up throwing it out anyways and wasting each other's time. Like, immediately make sure you be asking those questions because those are very important questions and it will come up later in the future. I just feel like also for dark skinned girls, I got a little cute message for you guys. Like, I've been bullied all my life as far as my skin complexions besides now as an adult. And we are beautiful. If you're a friend, if you dark skin and your friend don't hype you up or she's selective of who she hypes up or she picks selective things to compliment you on or she will just, you could just tell the difference. When you see stuff like that, out of there, immediately. Because like that's just weird to me. Nobody's skin color should matter. It should be character over skin tone. And if someone is just beautiful, regardless of what their skin tone is, compliment them. Why are you gonna sit up there and be a hater, be envious or be jealous or treat them a certain type of way because of their skin tone? First of all, that's something that they can't help. And a lot of black people, just period, dark skin, brown skin, whatever, but I'll talk about the dark skins, are beautiful. Stop generalizing us as, oh, you're a pretty dark skin or you're pretty for your complexion. That is the most backhanded, trash behind statement. I don't even call that a compliment. It's a trash. No, just stop. Don't say that to people because it just gives off your colors and saying they're beautiful for their skin tone. That's just, it's so weird to me. It's just, it don't make no doggone sense. But always love yourself. Don't let, because you know what I was going to say too, on why I didn't talk right back to her immediately? That is a very sensitive topic for me because it took me a long time to even get my confidence to where a place it is right now compared to growing up. Like, you know what I mean? Like having different people not want to talk to you because your skin tone or calling you ugly and darky and blacky because of your skin tone and then later coming and wanting to talk to you later. Like, it's just, it's emotional whiplash and it can be very traumatizing. You know what I mean? Like, to be judged based off your freaking skin tone. And a lot of the people are our own race. So my tip for my dark skin baddies is to always love yourself. Know that your melanin is beautiful and it's rare. And don't let nobody bring you down. Don't let weirdos bring you down. Don't let fake friends be around you, not hype you up, and then hype their other friends up. Cut them up out of there. They like a cancer. Get them out of there. Get them out of there and go. Get them out of there and go. It's not your loss. It's their loss. If that is, like, it's just so many shallow people. If that's what they main focus on is your skin tone, they're very shallow, they're closed-minded, and they're childish. Very childish. And then got the nerve to be black on top of that doing that. You got to get out that slavery mentality, the people that do that. You got to get out of it. You have to get out of it. We are no longer house niggas. We're no longer outside niggas, okay? You don't need to do that, okay? Nobody's outside more than the other. Nobody's in the house more than the other. All black is beautiful. If you did not know that, you don't feel that, and you're black, please go reprogram your brain and don't bring no kids into this world until you understand it and get it through your thick skull, okay? Make sure you do that because that's why the world's so messed up now. All these, oh, she's so dark and this and that, and then be dark themselves or be black themselves. Like, it just don't make no sense. Love your people. It's a lot of self-hating people out here, and it's really sad. You gotta get it together. Do better. It's 2025. Do better. Should never happen to begin with. After that whole slavery thing, it should have been us loving on our people, not singling out people because of their skin tone. Like, what sense do that make? I just seen a guy in the comments calling another black guy a burnt match or something like that. Like, at least this chocolate is safer in the sun. How about that? How about that? The melanin is protecting me a little bit more. How about that? Love your people. Don't judge other people because of their skin tone, especially if you're black or just if you're nobody, period. Don't judge anybody because of their skin tone. Dark, light skin, brown skin, nothing. Stop having all that hate in your heart. It's ugly. But y'all, I'm about to get off or whatever. I appreciate you guys for talking to me about these little friendships that I had to cut off. I'm good. I'm good on friendships right now. I feel like friendships should be just something that comes, and don't keep people around just because you know them. Don't keep people around just because you're familiar with them. Keep people around because they uplift you, because they love you, they support everything that you do. And they really, it's about motivating their friends. If they like that, keep them gems around, because not a lot of them like that. Especially not in this day and age, unfortunately. And I'm really just considering, like, still being open, but very cautious. But maybe an older crowd of people is what I need to be talking to, because I honestly have an older soul anyways. So maybe that's who will be, excuse me, one of my friends. And also, I have an amazing wife that outside of us being married, we have an amazing friendship. One of the realest women that I know. So I'm just going to be nurturing the friendships that I have, nurturing me and everything else. And I'm just good on other friendships right now. Like, at least new friendships. No new friends. No new friends. No. I remember that. So, yeah, I'm good. So I appreciate you guys for watching with me while I was painting and drinking my coffee. I still did not finish the painting. But honestly, I might finish it off camera. And then start a new canvas with you guys. I don't know yet. Anyways, I appreciate you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more content. And bye, guys.